847 AD, somewhere along the northern seas. For days we have lived winter, wandered in the dark, but I am not the one to back out of a challenge. Ahead, only gray seas melting into gray skies. No familiar sight, no sound but the howling wind. Even the moon has deserted us. Only the heart beating in my chest stops me from becoming as frozen as the air around us. Forefathers warned not to embark on this journey. I am afraid that if we do not find land soon, we will surely perish. A rocky coastline with mountains of pure and brilliant white emerge from the darkness, breathtaking and horrifying in all its splendor. I took the first step in the black sand, knowing there is soil below and sun above is like a remedy to me. I have felt the earth and touched the crystal ground. Nowhere have I known the miracle of life like in this white land. There is no place like this. We landed in Iceland here. It is -1. I'm super pumped.
Oh yeah. This is what I love right here, man. By the way, yo, I've never driven in the snow before. I have no idea what I'm doing. Dios mío. You want to take that way?
But I couldn't pass up an opportunity to go snowmobiling. Believe it or not, this is my first time doing it. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. I mean, look at this gorgeous view. Let's go snowmobiling. One of the many reasons why I'm on this journey is because, you know, we're here in Iceland. I would get served something like this Brennivín. What is Brennivín? Those would be the initial questions, you know, and then the second thing is, okay, what distillery is making it? Eimverk, you know, and I would look at this bottle and I always think, what, you know, who makes this? What is this all about? And that's what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm here to tell the story of.
I mean, it all started with a glass of whiskey. And Eimverk Distillery is a family-run company.
Yeah.
It's family-funded and family-founded.
Yeah.
And me, my father and brother, we simply put, just had an idea. Like many crazy ideas, everybody has the idea of making a whiskey distillery, but maybe not everybody does it. It's crazy enough and tenacious enough to actually make it a reality, because I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. So in 2011 we have our first experiments run. We do a semi-conscious choice of starting with like not knowing the first thing about making whiskey. Our aim for that was maybe thinking that we wouldn't be corrupted by some standard practices that are legacy issues for the whiskey industry, for example. So we wanted to make great Icelandic whiskey instead of just making average Scots in Iceland. The easier route would have been to call in a Scottish expert. First thing he would say is you can't use the Icelandic barley, it has way too little sugar, and you have to import this quality barley that we do and do it the exact same way and get the exact same product. And for us, we weren't seeking to do that, so we took the longer route and experimented, because making whiskey is it's a very complex process. It sounds easy, you know, the general steps can be outlined in a few minutes, but making great whiskey and a great product, it's a whole lot harder. You need a very diverse skill set. What helped us most grow as distillers and was actually doing the distilling.
Yeah.
And doing distilling again and again and again, and doing the whole process, not just part of the process, just from grain to glass. And that brought us closer to the ingredients, closer to the process, and what we like about it. And throughout this, we learned the most, I would say. The distilling act and brewing act is sort of a mix between science and a craft. So you have to have actually the both parts of it. You can't just have the academia of it, you have to have the
part of it too as well. Yeah, understand.
Whiskey starts in the ground as barley or other types of grain. We, as a family, own a farm where barley is grown. Typically, it would be used as cattle feed. And one day, we thought to ourselves that we should maybe find an alternative way of utilizing this barley, and we just said, hey, let's make whiskey.
Yeah, awesome.
The Icelandic barley is sort of a hardy strain, selected and cultivated here in Iceland as a strain to just survive the actual summer we get.
Really? Wow.
Which is not that warm and not that long. We in Iceland, we're actually just reaching the zone where we can grow barley. Because whiskey making is all about getting the flavor of the raw ingredients through into a finished distilled product and then refining it by maturing it on a cask.
Talk to me about smoking the barley with sheep dung. I mean, obviously this is not some gimmick marketing tool that you guys came up with to sell. I mean, this is actually Icelandic tradition, correct?
It is tradition in Iceland, and actually has been used in many parts of the world. It's better than it actually sounds, because we have to keep the sheep in farmhouses during the winter. They get fat there on the floor and live there their whole winter. And after the winter, there's like a thick layer of compact earth, which is a mixture of hay, grass, sheep dung, slight hint of urine. They muck that out, dry it out during the summer months, and would use that as a fuel source. We'd use it to heat houses, cook with, and smoke with. But nowadays we have like less smelly ways of heating our houses, so we only use it to smoke with. We're actually in flavor somewhere between Scottish, Irish, and weirdly enough, bourbon, which makes sense because we're an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean between all these great whiskey making nations. From here, we put it into our mill, mill it up. We then transfer into a mash tank. This mash tank is the first processing step we do here where we do add geothermally heated water. So we start with just fresh, clean Icelandic cold water, which we heat up using a heat transfer from geothermal hot water. And the mashing process is a little bit reversed for us because we don't start with cold water and heat it up. We start with hot water and then we simply let it drop in temperature until we've mashed and activated all the starches, cool it down, and transfer it through a fermentation tank. We're doing this a little bit back to basic and looking at what whiskey was to start with. So we do a grain in fermentation. We ferment with the barley in it. You can actually see it a little bit unclearly here, that it's layered. The liquid is quite warm because of the activity of the fermentation. If you look back in 1700s, this is the way they would do it. They wouldn't have any equipment available for them to separate the barley. And as we keep the barley in, we get even more extraction of the flavor. We get more spices, more oils.
4 days have passed. What happens next?
So after that, we transfer it to our strip stills, which is called Maria and Jenny.
Yes.
They handle the process of stripping all the alcohol from this distiller's beer. We start distilling it and constantly agitate it with our agitator. After that, we start getting about 45% alcohol, and we run it all the way down to 1% alcohol. And we're just getting all the alcohol. From 900 liters of the distiller's beer, we get about 260 liters to 80 liters of what's called the low wine. We have a very raw low wine with a lot of oils, a lot of character, and a lot of essence in it.
So what's the white film?
This is oil condensation. It's just basically oil that comes from the barley. And what whiskey is actually just alcohol combined with various fat molecules, which is the flavor. The next step, we added to Elizabeth, our spirit still, named after my grandmother. I'm not sure she's happy about that. Start heating it with an indirect heat source. Then the distillate starts coming up. What we start with getting from the condensing column is about 75-78% alcohol. And this is then when we cut it down to 3 distinct parts, which is the heads, the hearts, and the tails. The heads is the lighter components, which we start with. And then we start running with the hearts, which is the best distinct flavor of the whiskey. After we cut from the heart, we start collecting the tails and distill all the alcohol from the pot all the way down to 1%. And then, as I said, we use the heads and tails combined with the low one in the next run of the spirit. Transfer it through oak casks. Then we just wait. And apparently it takes 12 years to make a 12-year-old whiskey. This was a young malt barrel, which was matured for 18 months in it. Took the front of the barrel and then a lot of the young malt seeped into the barrel. We bottled the young malt. We shipped this to Bradford, where they use it to mature their stout, make a barrel-aged stout. So the stout gets a lot of the characteristics from Flóki because a lot of the wood is permeated by Flóki young malt in it. And they matured their stout there for 2 or 3 months and shipped the barrel back to us. And now the barrel is permeated by their stout.
Yeah.
And then we refill it with a young malt barrel.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's just sweet, fruitiness. And like you said, this is 61%?
And this
No.
stouty mush in the undertone.
Yeah.
Comes through so strong and it works with the characteristics we have from young malt. And this is gonna be a phenomenal cask when it's ready.
This is what Iceland's about, you know, but this is just one. As we were driving before, you saw all the other different waterfalls. I mean, so this is just one of many. I mean, everywhere you turn around Iceland, there's something different, unique to see. And that's tomorrow's storm.
This is the evil eye, yes.
At 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long is it supposed to? Just a couple hours, half a day?
No, until I think Saturday morning.